The Robinson Community Learning Center in South Bend, Indiana, was started in 2001 as an off-campus educational initiative of the President's Office at the University of Notre Dame. An estimated 600 participants walk through its doors each week for various programs. The goal of the center is to offer each child multiple opportunities to take part in activities they would have limited access to if not for the Robinson Center. One of these opportunities is their Shakespeare after-school program.
A horse, my kingdom for a horse! Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears!
The Robinson Shakespeare Company provides youth, ages 8 to 18, access to high-quality theater training. Participants learn about Shakespeare, acting, movement, text analysis, and more. Each fall, the Shakespeare Company actors compete in Shakespeare at Notre Dame's English-speaking Union Shakespeare competition, where they have the opportunity to compete and move on to the state competition in Indianapolis and potentially move on to the national competition in New York City.
What if every time you said, "I can't," you said, "I can"? The kids are amazing. They're so great. Like, it's just, they completely, like, even though I've known them for years, I'm still so surprised about how smart they are and these insights that they have that I would never think of. Yeah, I love them. We started in 2008, and we only started with about 13 children, and now we have, twice that number. We have about 26. There's a lot of other opportunities for them to join clubs here. For instance, they have a Lego Robotics League. There's a great entrepreneurship program where they can win these wonderful prizes like an iPad. And then we also have this little Shakespeare program.
This little Shakespeare program has allowed the students to make new friends from many different backgrounds, learn how to work in a group setting, as well as other lessons that they can take with them outside the walls of the Robinson Center.
And sometimes I'm really surprised by the children who want to join, because I wouldn't necessarily have paid them for somebody who would want to do Shakespeare. But I think that when they're in it and they're getting it, it really gives them this sense of prestige, not just at the Robinson Center, but at other places. I do think that if kids can get up and perform Shakespeare in front of an audience, in front of judges, when they get up to give a presentation in class, when they have to go and be interviewed for college, they will be more prepared for it because they'll have already gone through this really amazing and stressful and hard but exhilarating experience.
Here, O bustious, periwig pated fellow, tear past into tatters, to very rags, to split the ears of the groundlings.
And while she believes that competing provides students with valuable skills that are applicable to multiple aspects of their lives outside the Robinson Center, Burgess has many reservations about the idea of competition.
And the competition for me is, I don't really have very clear feelings on it. I have mixed emotions because I don't necessarily believe in doing acting for a competition. And exactly what I said in the room, I think it's really hard to look at these kids and to say, okay, you two are the best out of this whole group. Because it could be a monologue that the judges love. It could be a monologue that they've heard 1,000 times and they don't want to hear it again.
Burgess combats her qualms with the competition by creating an environment that celebrates and rewards individuality. With games, group exercises, and discussions, the students have the opportunity to voice their opinions and be themselves. And while this is a primary focus for the Robinson Center volunteers, they also encourage the students to push themselves to become actors, rather than just middle school and high school students reciting Shakespeare.
I think that this is something where oftentimes we think that, kids are good enough when they just get up and perform, that they're good enough just by saying it. And for me, that's not good enough. I want them to understand what they're saying and to be very clear. My biggest advice is see it. See it. Who are you talking to? What does your character want? How is your character going to get it? I ask them for the best, but I ask them for their personal best, and I really hold them accountable.
When it comes down to the struggles, Burgess's only wish is that she had more time to give to the kids.
Time is the biggest struggle. I want more time. I always want more time. I want another week of rehearsal. I want another class during the week with these kids. Because you think about it, we get these kids for 2 hours a week, and an hour and a half actually. We have them for an hour and a half a week, and it's difficult to try to instill everything you want to in that hour and a half. But we do, and we have to make it work.
And they do make it work. What's next for the Robinson Shakespeare Company? As the fall semester comes to a close, the volunteers and students of the Shakespeare Company must decide what their spring production will be.
12th night.
These kids can't
All right, raise your hand if you want to do 12th night next semester.
Christy Burgess, along with the volunteers of the Robinson Center Shakespeare Company, have been able to inspire students to want to learn more about Shakespeare, a subject matter that is difficult for most adults to grasp, while still learning about themselves, their peers, and their lives.
But don't say I can't. Because when you have people in the world who are going to tell you you can't, you have to be that person who's saying I can.